Hey everybody, Steve Clayton here, and thanks so much for taking a minute to listen to me talk about our product, Imeye. You know, I think that when you talk about internet marketing and what it takes to be successful, you can pretty much boil it down to one word, and that's traffic. If you're not getting any traffic to whatever project, I don't care what it is, whatever kind of vehicle you're trying to use to make money online, if you get no traffic, you get no sales. So the key ingredient to pretty much everything you do online is traffic. And, you know, we all know that we normally get that traffic from knowing a particular keyword phrase that users will type in. And, you know, whether it's paid search or pay-per-view or organic, you know, traffic from SEO, it's all the same thing. It's all really geared around people that type in search phrases and then ultimately make their way to websites. Now, let's say that we know people type in the term lose weight quickly with pills, okay? So we know that, and we also know that there's, you know, pretty low competition for that keyword. So we know maybe it gets 1,000 searches a day, and I don't know if it does or not, I'm just making this up. We know maybe it gets 1,000 searches a day, and we know that it's got very low competition, and so, hey, wow, that's a great opportunity, right? We can go in and we can build a site around that, and we can sell some sort of a diet program or something like that, or we can have an Amazon link to diet pills or an affiliate relationship with a diet pill store or a CPA offer. I mean, there's a million different things we could do, right? But the key is it's a certain type of traffic that comes to us. The problem with that is, how do you find, I mean, it's easy to say that, right? We all understand that, it makes perfect sense. But how do you find that keyword phrase? You know, lose weight quickly with pills. How do you know? Where do you start? You know, it reminds me of, there's an old, and I'm now going to show my age, there's an old Steve Martin joke. Steve Martin comes on and says, okay, I'm going to show you how to make $1 million and not even pay any taxes. And he says, first, get $1 million. Now, so it's kind of like that, right? Where it's like, great, you know, we know that keyword phrases are important. We know that given a particular example, it makes sense to us. But wait, how did we get that $1 million? How did we get that keyword? Okay. Well, getting there is what Imeye is really all about. Now, there's lots of keyword tools on the market, and they all kind of work the same way, all right? You know, you have to point it in a direction. You give it a seed keyword, or you tell it some related, you know, search term, and then it goes out, and you sit there, and it spins, and it goes out and collects keywords that it thinks you might mean, you know, based on what you gave it to start with. So you give it a starting point, it comes back with, you know, thousands of keywords. Then you have to go through and you have to look through those thousands of keywords, and you have to select a few of them and decide, are they worthy of doing further analysis? You know, can we compete in SEO? Can we get cheap clicks? Something, somewhere. So you go from maybe thousands down to, you know, 100 or 200, and you select those, and then you sit and wait while those are analyzed, depending on what kind of keyword tool you have. And then finally, maybe if you're lucky, you know, it comes back and it gives you lose weight quickly with pills. But, you know, so much has to go right in order for you to find that keyword, right? I mean, you have to start with a particular seed keyword, or you have to start with putting it in the right direction, and then you will have had to have selected that keyword kind of by chance, right? You know, you're sifting through thousands, you're looking at all sorts of different ones, and you will have had to have picked that one to say, yes, I want to move down further for competition. And then you would have had to sit there and wait while all of these were analyzed to see if you could in fact compete, and then you would have hopefully seen out of the maybe 100 that were left, you would have kind of picked up on this particular keyword. So, you know, there's just so many places, so many points for the process to go wrong, and you sort of have to be kind of lucky, you know, to kind of find that keyword. And, you know, lucky is not a good thing to sort of plan on, especially when building businesses. So, you know, what could we do to kind of get rid of the luck? Well, you know, what if there was a keyword tool out there that could just give you lose weight quickly with pills? Just give it to you, you know? It's kind of like keyword research in reverse. You don't find the keywords find you. You know, it sort of takes care of all the different places that it could have gone wrong, right? So that you don't have any of those chances for it to go wrong, because it just says, here's the keyword. Well, that's what Imeye is really all about, okay? So how could that possibly work? Imeye is a database of what we consider the 3 million top kind of keywords for commercial intent and for building marketing projects online, and it's updated every day. And we're constantly looking for the top 3 million keywords based on our criteria of search volume and competition and all that kind of good stuff. And the key is that this database has all these keywords, but they're all analyzed already, and they have all the different metrics that you want to look at in a keyword. And then you put a really good user interface on top of it. So you sign into IMI and you just say, okay, give me a keyword that has high search volume and low competition. Or maybe that it's related to this ClickBank product, or you don't even have to bother saying that. Just say, hey, give me keywords that meet the criteria that I'm trying to reach here. And then just give them to you. You don't have to have picked the right ones or anything like that. And you can do a lot more in-depth analysis. So, for example, you could say, maybe I want to do an e-commerce project. So give me all the keywords that have at least 600 searches per day, exact match, where I can compete with SEO, because I'm going to use SEO to drive traffic to the store. And oh, by the way, where there's e-commerce already happening. So we know for certain that people are already selling physical goods for that particular keyword. And then IMI will just give you back a whole bunch of keywords that you can go in, and every single one of those keywords is a potential project for you and already vetted. You don't have to worry about having to go through all that process. Okay. Now maybe you want to do like an AdSense opportunity. So maybe you'd change that criteria a little bit and you'd say, okay, give me high searches, low SEO competition, and high cost per click. Because a high cost per click within AdWords usually indicates that you're going to get a higher return for every click within an AdSense project. So that's what IMI is really all about, okay? It's all about having done all the keyword research already, and the keywords are in the database, and you sort of just go in there and you scoop them out based on what kind of project you want to do. That's how it works, and that's what keyword research in reverse is. That's what it's all about. You don't have this opportunity to miss the good keywords. Now, IMI has one other very clever trick up its sleeve, one of my favorites. We said you need, two things for a project, right? You need high search volume, and you need the ability to compete, whether it's through SEO or pay-per-click, or somehow you need to be able to get a piece of that traffic with a reasonable amount of effort or cost. Let's talk about SEO for a minute. How many times have you been frustrated by finding really good search terms, have really high volume, they're perfect for what you want to do, high commercial intent, but the competition is really, really heavy? I mean, that happens to me all the time. And you go, it's probably not worth it. It's just not worth the cost that I will ultimately have to spend, right, in order to compete from an SEO perspective to get that traffic. But what if you knew, okay, that there was a domain available that already ranked for that search term? Okay, so let me paint the picture. You find this amazing search term. It gets incredibly high search volume every day. It's perfect for something that you want to do, high commercial intent, but whoops, huge amount of competition in SEO. Normally you'd have to pass on that. Well, if IMI has found a domain that is currently either is able to be registered because it expired, or it's up for auction, all right, then you can register or buy your way into that traffic. You get that domain, and immediately you're already ranking, all right? Even if you're in position 5 or something, you're already ranking for that term. It's a heck of a lot easier to then apply SEO to that domain and just get it up to number 1, okay? Now you're asking yourself, well, how many times does that happen? A lot, amazingly enough. Okay, there are millions of domains that are available every day. So how does IMI do that? So what IMI does is it looks at all the keywords in its database every single day, so 3 million or so keywords every single day, and it looks at the top 10 domains that show up in the search rankings for each of those keywords. So it looks at 30 million domains, right? 3 million keywords times the top 10, 30 million domains every single day. And it says, okay, of these 30 million domains, which ones are available, either to register, because they've expired or soon will be expiring, or they are up for auction somewhere. Now, sometimes they're too expensive, and that happens. But at least you know, right? Otherwise, it's hidden. This information's hidden. You wouldn't know. So every single day, it goes out, looks at 30 million domains, and says, "Hey, you like this keyword? Well, have I got a deal for you? Here's a domain that already ranks. I'd say it works every single time, okay? When you can get that, you get instant rankings, you get instant traffic. Time and time again, we do this. You know, if you just find one of those, like a year, you will get a tenfold return on investment for what you ever spend on IMI. One of those a year. Seriously, I mean, it's a no-brainer, okay? So, look, just to summarize, IMI is all about finding amazing opportunity. I think of it as kind of like a, sort of like a gumball machine. You know, you just put a quarter in, you pull the handle, and out pops keywords and domains and all that kind of stuff. It's the kind of thing that once you use it, you sort of go, well, yeah, I mean, like, why didn't someone come up with this sooner, right? I mean, it's that kind of a tool, and it's that kind of an aha moment. So, I strongly encourage you. This is a tool that you will use again and again and again. It's kind of like a go-to resource. You'll use it every week, every month, and you will find opportunities that'll give you inspiration. And it gets rid of the chance. It gets rid of the luck. It gets rid of all those issues. You just pull the handle, you tell it the kind of thing that you want, and it just gives you the keywords. You don't find the keywords find you. So look, I urge you to give it a try. It's the kind of thing you really need to try. Give it a try, hit the button, join us, please. And I'll see you on the inside. You're gonna love it.